Alex stepped off the old cargo shuttle and looked around. The air smelled different here. Wasn't bad, just strange, like metal and sweet flowers mixed together. The planet was called Norvaxis 4, a small but advanced alien world far from Earth. Alex had come a long way to get here. He wasn't a soldier or a scientist. He just wanted peace, a place to live quietly, away from all the chaos. Finding a place to live on Norvaxis 4 wasn't easy. Most alien landlords didn't trust humans. They said humans were too emotional, too messy, and caused strange effects in other species. But one building in the heart of the city accepted his application. He didn't know why they had said yes. But he was grateful. The building was tall and smooth, colored in pale blue stone that shimmered slightly in the sunlight. When Alex walked up to the front door, a tall figure stepped out to greet him. She was unlike any alien he'd seen before. Her skin had a soft violet hue, her eyes were a glowing silver, and her movements were calm, like a quiet breeze. She wore a long silver robe and had two small antennae above her forehead. "You must be Alex," she said in a calm voice. "I am Vayari. I own this building." Alex nodded and smiled. "Yes, thank you for letting me stay here." Vayari's expression didn't change much. She gave him a slow nod. "Please follow the rules. No loud noises, no strange smells, no intense emotional outbursts. If you cook, keep the scent contained. If you play music, keep it soft, and do not disturb the other tenants." "Understood," Alex said quickly. She led him inside. The building was clean, quiet, and beautiful. The hallways had glowing lights and gentle sounds like wind chimes. His room was on the 4th floor. It was simple but cozy. Alex placed his single bag on the floor and sat on the bed. It felt real. After months of moving, he had a place to rest. Later that night, he cooked a small meal. Nothing special, just some Earth-style noodles and herbs. He kept the windows open to avoid bothering anyone with the smell, but still, he felt eyes on him. When he turned, he thought he saw a shadow near the door. The next morning, he saw Vayari again. She was standing in the hallway, staring at him. "Good morning," Alex said. Vayari blinked slowly. "Your scent changed the hallway air composition," she said plainly. Alex raised an eyebrow. "Sorry, I made dinner last night. I tried to keep the window open. I noticed." She turned and walked away. Alex didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Over the next few days, he tried his best to be careful. He kept his food simple, played quiet music, and avoided unnecessary conversation. But somehow Vayari kept showing up. Sometimes she was outside his door. Sometimes she was on the roof when he went up to read. Sometimes she appeared near the laundry room without warning. "Is everything okay?" He finally asked her one afternoon. "VA, I looked at him. Her silver eyes didn't blink. "You're different," she said. "Well, yeah, I'm human. Your presence affects me. It's not in a harmful way, but ... distracting. Unfamiliar." Alex scratched his head. "I'm not doing anything special. That may be the problem," she said quietly. The next evening, Alex made some tea. It was chamomile calm, soft, good for the nerves. When Vayari passed by, she paused. "What is that scent?" she asked. "Tea," he replied. "Want some?" She hesitated, then nodded. Poured a small cup and handed it to her. She took it, carefully studied the color, then took a sip. She didn't say anything for a long time. Then, slowly, she sat down on the floor in the hallway, closed her eyes, and breathed deeply. Alex stood awkwardly nearby. ... "Are you okay?" "This is very soothing," she said. "I feel warmer." "Yeah, chamomile does that," he said with a small smile. "It's a human plant. Helps us relax." She opened her eyes slowly. "Your biology is inconvenient." "Thanks. Not insulting," she replied. "You are unaware of your influence. It makes things unclear. For species like mine..." Alex didn't know how to respond, so he just nodded. "I can stop offering tea if that helps." "No," she said quickly, then paused. "I mean, no, I will manage." From that day on, Vayari began appearing more often, not always talking, but Close by, she brought odd questions. What does laughter mean? Why do humans hum? What is nostalgia? Sometimes she'd sit near him without speaking. Other times she'd ask him to repeat words just to hear how he said them. Alex thought it was a bit strange, but also kind of charming. She wasn't mean, just ... curious, maybe even lonely. But he also sensed something else, something deeper. A shift. The rules she gave him on day one, they seemed to vanish. She no longer complained about smells or sounds or emotional expression. Instead, she seemed drawn to all of it. Alex wondered what this meant. He wasn't sure yet. But deep inside, he had a feeling. This was only the beginning. Alex had lived in the building for just 2 weeks, but it already felt like home. He liked the calmness, the quiet streets, and the strange but peaceful city. Most aliens here avoided him, which he didn't mind. He was used to being alone. But one thing kept confusing him, Viari. She wasn't just his landlady anymore. She was always near him. She didn't speak much, but she watched, asked odd questions, and showed up at strange times. One evening, he was walking down the hall with his laundry basket, and she appeared from the shadows. You use fabric scent enhancers? She asked Alex. Blinked. Yeah. It smells like lavender. Do you not like it? She leaned closer, breathing in the scent from his clothes. It is ... confusing. Pleasant, but distracting. I can stop using it if you want, he said quickly. She shook her head. No. I want to understand it. Then she walked away without another word. Alex stood in the hallway for a moment, holding his laundry and wondering if this was normal behavior on her planet. He didn't think so. The next morning, he found a small box outside his door. It was a gift, strange dried leaves with a note. Alien calming blend. Maybe try this tea next. It had no signature, but he knew it was from VAYRI. He made the tea later that night. It tasted odd, like metal and flowers. It made him sleepy, but his dreams were warm and peaceful. The next day, Viari asked him how he slept. Like a rock. Alex answered, smiling. She looked pleased, then asked, Do humans dream about sound? Yeah, sometimes. And smell? Sure. Sometimes both at once. She stared at him for a long time, as if trying to imagine that. Later, Alex began to notice something else. The building itself was changing. Small things. The hallway. Lights dimmed to a softer glow near his room. The music system in the lounge now included soft earth melodies. The air temperature shifted slightly warmer, just the way Alex liked it. He didn't tell anyone. He just kept living. But Viari noticed everything. She started standing closer when they talked. She sometimes mimicked his words quietly after he spoke. And her eyes, once cold and still now, followed him like she was trying to understand his every move. One afternoon, Alex was reading in the common area. He didn't notice Viari approach until she sat beside him, carefully folding her long legs. What are you reading? She asked. Just a human storybook. It's for kids. But I like the message. Read it aloud. You sure? Yes. So Alex read. The story was simpler lost traveler who finds his way home through kindness and courage. As he read, he noticed Viari's breathing slow. Her eyes stayed half closed, her head tilted as if listening to something beautiful. When he finished, she said nothing. She just stood and left. That night, she left another gift outside his door. This time it was a crystal sphere that glowed gently with a soft orange light. A note was carved into the crystal. Your voice brings balance. Alex touched the crystal and smiled. The next few days felt different. He and Viari didn't speak as often, but her presence became stronger. It was like the air itself carried her attention. Sometimes Alex felt her nearby even when he didn't see her. One evening, he was preparing dinner, simple roasted roots and noodles. While chopping vegetables, he hummed a slow tune. Nothing special. Just something his mother used to hum when cooking. He didn't know Viari was standing outside the kitchen door until she spoke. What is that sound? Alex jumped slightly. Oh, sorry. It's just a habit. I hum sometimes. Why? Helps me think. Or relax. Does it help others too? He thought for a second, maybe. Depends on the person. Viari stepped into the kitchen, slowly. It helped me. Alex laughed a little, glad to hear that. She watched him cook, standing close but not saying much. After a few minutes, she asked, "May I stay here while you finish?" "Sure," he said. She didn't help, didn't talk. She just stood there, eyes focused, breathing quietly. The next day, one of the other alien tenants stopped Alex near. "The stairs? Is it true?" the alien asked, looking nervous. "Is what true?" Alex replied. "The landlady is changing the building's schedule. She added quiet time for human sleep patterns and adjusted light wavelengths. She smiles now. She even greeted me." Alex blinked.
Oh, wow, that's surprising.
"What did you do to her?" Alien whispered. Alex shook his head. "I don't know, I really don't." That night, Viari knocked on Alex's door. For the first time, she didn't appear calm. Her hands fidgeted slightly, and her voice was softer. "May I ask you a personal question?" she said. "Go ahead. What is your emotional state when you... hum? Cook read stories?" Alex smiled, usually calm, sometimes happy. "Like I'm connected to something good." Viari nodded. "Your presence creates chemical changes in me, emotional changes. This is not normal. Want me to move out?" he asked gently. Her eyes widened. "No." Alex waited, curious. She took a breath. "You are... strange, but you bring peace. I cannot explain it, but I do not wish to be apart from it." Alex didn't know what to say, so he just smiled and said, "I guess we're both learning." Viari gave a slow nod and walked away. He stood in the doorway. Watching her disappear down the glowing hallway, something had shifted. This was no longer just about renting a room. Days passed, but things didn't go back to normal because whatever normal had been between Alex and Viari was now gone. Their small talks had become quiet moments. Their meetings felt more like shared experiences than landlord and tenant. Talks. The building felt more alive, like it was adjusting to them both. Viari had started to change. The neighbors noticed first. She used to be cold, strict, and distant. Now she greeted others with soft nods. She responded to complaints faster, and even added human-friendly features like padded chairs and lower tables in the lounge. Some of the tenants whispered about it. Others avoided Alex completely, as if he had cast a strange spell. Alex, meanwhile, just lived his life. He wasn't trying to cause anything. Cooked, read, listened to soft music, and took walks on the rooftop garden. And still, Viari kept showing up. Not always talking, but always there. One evening, after a long walk, Alex found her waiting outside his door. "I need to ask you something," she said without a greeting. "Okay," he said kindly, stepping aside. "Come in." Viari entered his room slowly. She looked around like she was entering a sacred space. Alex's room was simple. A few books, his cooking tools, a small plant from Earth, and the soft orange crystal she had given him. "What's on your mind?" he asked, offering her a seat. She sat, folding her hands neatly. "I visited a science advisor today, a xenobiologist. I asked about humans." Alex raised an eyebrow. "What did they say?" "That humans emit a wide range of uncontrolled biological signals, pheromones, microvibrations, emotional patterns. They warned that some species may be more sensitive to these effects." "Sounds about right," Alex said with a small smile. "We do feel things very openly." "I asked about the symptoms," she continued. The advisor said symptoms can include increased emotional awareness, elevated brain activity, strange physical warmth, and irrational attachment. Alex leaned forward, concerned. "Is that happening to you?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, all of it." He didn't know what to say. He hadn't done anything on purpose. He just lived. He just ... was... "I'm sorry," he said. "I never meant to affect you like that." "I do not blame you," she replied. "But I do not understand what is happening. I feel things when you are near. Calmness, curiosity, a kind of ... pulling force." Alex nodded. "We call it connection." Sometimes it just happens. Vayari tilted her head. Connection. It doesn't always mean love or anything romantic, he explained. Sometimes it just means our bodies or minds recognize something in each other. So this is not dangerous? She asked. Not if it's mutual and peaceful. Stood up and began pacing, something Alex had never seen her do. She usually stayed still and calm. I am not trained for this, she whispered. I have lived alone for 70 years. I never allowed anyone to live here before. You were the first. Alex blinked. Wait, I was your first tenant? Yes, she said. I built this building to live in peace, to avoid my kind, to avoid others. And yet, when I saw your application, I reapproved it without reading it fully. Alex looked down, thoughtful. Maybe that was your instinct? Instinct, she repeated, quietly, another strange human word. He smiled. You've picked up a lot of them. She gave a small nod. And I find myself wanting to learn more. For a while, neither of them spoke. Outside, the city lights glowed softly through the windows. Alien birds chirped gently from the garden below. Double quotes. Do you want me to move out? Alex asked again, his voice soft. V.A. Y.A.R.I. turned to him sharply. No. Okay, he said, relieved. I want you to stay, she added. I want to understand this connection. Alex stood. Then maybe stop trying to study it like a science problem. Just feel it. Viari stepped closer. Her silver eyes looked unsure, but not afraid. Humans are confusing, she said. We are, Alex admitted. But sometimes we're exactly what someone needs. Her voice lowered. I think you are. There was no need for more words. Something was beginning between them. Not love, not yet, but understanding. A shared space, a quiet pull. Two different beings standing in the same place, not running away. The next few days brought more changes. Viora started asking about Alex's home on Earth, about his childhood, about music, weather, and pets. She even tried wearing Earth-style clothes once. It looked awkward, but she smiled when Alex said it suited her. In return, Alex asked about her past, about her species, her culture, and her reasons for living alone. I was tired of my people, she told him one night. They saw emotion as weakness. I wanted silence. But now, silence feels empty. It's time for a different kind of peace, he said. Their bond grew stronger. They didn't rush anything. They just let it happen like music that builds over time. Alex continued with his quiet life. Viari continued watching, learning, and slowly. Opening one night, she brought him a small box. Inside was a glowing stone, shaped like a heart but made of crystal. This is a gesture for my people, she explained. Means ... shared warmth. Alex held it carefully. Thank you. I do not give it lightly. It don't take it lightly, he said. They sat together on the rooftop that evening, watching the stars. No more questions, no more science, just stillness, and a strange, soft comfort. Something real was growing without rules, without plans, just two beings, finding peace in each other's strange, simple presence. The days turned into weeks, and something had clearly changed inside the building. Where once Viari had demanded quiet, she now welcomed the gentle sounds coming from Alex's room. She no longer asked him to adjust his cooking smells or lower his voice. Instead, she seemed to seek those things. His laughter in the hallway made her pause and smile. The scent of his food made her stand closer. Alex noticed it all, but he said nothing. He didn't want to scare her. He didn't want to break whatever strange. It's a delicate bond they were growing. On one quiet evening, Alex sat in the lounge reading. He was reading a story from Earth, one about kindness and strange friendships. Vayari appeared without warning, her steps silent, her presence calm. She sat across from him, watching. You've read that one before? She said softly. Alex nodded. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Why do you return to stories you already know? Because they remind me of something important, he said. Sometimes you just want to feel the same emotions again. Vayari tilted her head. We do not reread stories on my world. Emotions are considered unstable. Maybe that's what makes them special, Alex replied. They sat in silence for a while. Then Vieri spoke again. I've changed. Alex looked up. Yeah, I've noticed. I no longer avoid music. I hum now, though not well. I began writing down smells I like. Today I laughed at something a child tenant said. Alex smiled. That's amazing. It's frightening, she said, looking down at her hands. But it also feels ... real, Yari Alex said gently. You don't have to fear change. Maybe your mind just needed something new. Maybe it needed you, she said softly. That sentence hung in the air between them. Neither of them moved. The room felt warmer somehow. Then Viari stood. Come with me. Where? To the lower chamber. I want to show you something. Alex followed her through the quiet building. He had never been to the lower chamber. It was behind a door that always stayed locked. But now, Viari opened it, and soft blue lights lit the stairway. They entered a wide underground room filled with strange machines, glowing orbs, and alien symbols. In the center was a tall mirror-like device, pulsing gently with light. What is this place? Alex asked. This was where I used to come when I needed to be alone, she said. A chamber built to block out every signal, sound, smell, movement, even emotion. It helped me stay still. Empty. Alex looked around. Do you still come here? Not since you arrived, she said. And now, I want to change it. Change it how? Viari touched a small panel. The mirror-like device shifted. The lights turned warmer. The air no longer felt cold. I want to fill this space with what I've learned from you, she said. Color, scent, music. Connection. Alex stepped closer, surprised. That's beautiful, I think. I was never really at peace, she whispered. I only knew silence. But silence without warmth is just emptiness. He nodded. You found something more? Yes, she said, looking at him. In you. Alex felt his chest tighten, but in a good way. It shimmered and showed a faint image not of them, but of soft golden lights floating across a quiet sky. Is that from your home planet? He asked Daver. Why, Ara nodded. It's a memory from childhood. I forgot it existed. But now it's back, he said. They stood together, watching the lights float in the mirror. For a long time, there were no words, just breath, closeness, and something deeper than language. Viari Alex finally said, Why me? She turned to him. I do not fully understand. I only know that when I'm near you, the world feels ... alive. Alex looked down. I've always been a wanderer. I never stay in one place. But with you, I don't feel like running. They left the chamber together and returned to the surface. That night, Alex didn't close his door. Neither did Viari. They didn't cross the space between their rooms. But it didn't matter. It was understood. The next day, the building's tenants found that the rules had been updated. Now, quiet hours were removed. The food station served earth-inspired dishes. And the rooftop garden played soft human music. Some aliens were confused, some were annoyed, but others were curious. A young alien girl knocked on Alex's door that afternoon. Is it true? What's true? Alex smiled. That the landlady is happy, he laughed. I think she's learning how to be. The girl nodded and ran off. That evening, Viari approached Alex again. She brought a small glass container filled with a glowing blue liquid. What's this? It's called sarin mist. It helps my people feel clarity. I want to share it with you. They drank together on the rooftop. Stars were brighter that night. The silence between them was not empty, but full of warmth. They didn't call it love. They didn't need. It was something rare, trust between two very different hearts. And for now, that was more than enough. Alex stood by the rooftop edge, holding a warm cup of Very's herbal tea. Below him, the city lights blinked like stars trapped on the ground. The air carried a soft breeze, mixed with the scent of alien flowers and distant kitchens. Peace. Real peace. Free Wire stood beside him, quiet as always, her eyes following the movement of the sky. Her silver eyes reflected the stars. But Alex had started to see something else in them. Curiosity, feeling, and something close to joy. What do you feel when you look at the sky? Alex asked gently. Vayari tilted her head. Change. I used to look up and feel nothing. Now I feel ... a question. A kind of question. One, I want to answer, but can't yet, she replied. Alex smiled and sipped the tea. Sounds human. Bayari glanced at him, and maybe I am. Becoming part human. He laughed softly. You might be? In the weeks that followed, Very's behavior became even more unusual to those who lived in the building. She started hosting small gatherings in the lounge and invited Alex to tell stories. Aliens who had never spoken to humans before sat in silence while Alex read short tales from Earth. I watched every moment, her focus never breaking. She didn't just listen, she absorbed. Her antennae twitched lightly when Alex changed tone. Her fingers tightened slightly when emotions grew strong. She was learning not just about humans, but about herself. One day, Alex returned to his room and found his door already open. He stepped in carefully and found Vayari standing in the middle, holding one of his books. I wanted to borrow this, she said without turning. You don't need to sneak in for that, Alex said. She looked guilty. Old habits. My people do not ask for permission. You're not just your people anymore. Vayari turned slowly and gave a small nod. I'm beginning to understand that. She stepped closer and handed the book to him. But there's something else I want to ask. Sure, he said. How do humans know when they care about someone deeply? Alex blinked, surprised. That's a big question. I know, she said quietly. But it matters now. He set the book down and thought for a moment. Humans feel it when they think about someone, even when they're not around. When small things remind them of that person, they want to protect them, even in silence. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's just always there. Vayari stood still, her face unreadable. I think about you when you are not here, she said. I find myself copying your actions without meaning to. My chamber has your tea scent now. I no longer meditate with silence. I play your music. Alex looked at her closely. You care about me? Yes, she said simply. He nodded. And I care about you. Vayari took a step forward. Kai was afraid this would ruin everything. It doesn't, Alex said. This might be the best part. For a while, they just stood there, facing each other. Nothing needed to be explained further. They both knew. They both felt it. But not everyone in the building was happy later that week. An elder tenant named Joran requested a private meeting with Vayari. Your behavior has changed, Joran said. You show emotion now. You smile at the human. You adjust our building for his comfort. This is dangerous. Vayari sat across from him, calm and still. It is not dangerous. It is growth. He's affecting you. Yes, but not in a harmful way. You were once our protector. Now, you host stories and drink tea. What are we supposed to think? Vayari paused. Think what you must. But this building is mine, and my choice is clear. Joran narrowed his eyes. You're not the same. Vayari nodded. Correct.
Ow.
And I no longer wish to be the same. A word of the conversation spread. Quickly, some tenants left. Others stayed and watched. A few came to Alex, asking questions about Earth humans, and emotions. Alex welcomed them kindly, with no judgment. VIR supported him. Together, they turned the building into something new. Not just a place to live, but a place to feel. One night, VIR joined Alex on the rooftop again. "Do you regret any of this?" she asked. "Not even a second," he said. "Me neither." They stood close, their shoulders almost touching. No more fear. No more rules between them. "VIR," Alex said slowly, "when I came here, I just wanted quiet. Peace. I thought that meant being alone. And now I know peace means something else." "What?" Being understood, VIR reached out and took his hand. Her touch was gentle, unsure, but real. "I understand you," she said, "and I understand you." Beneath the alien, stars, with soft music drifting from the garden below, their hands stayed together, still and warm, and for the first time in a long, long time, neither of them felt alone. The city around them was alive with quiet hums and distant lights. But up on the rooftop, Alex and VIR felt a stillness that nothing could break. They stood side by side, watching the stars flicker softly, each lost in their own thoughts. But, connected by a silent thread, VIR broke the silence first. "Alex, do you think our people, both humans and my kind, will ever understand what we have here?" Alex smiled gently. "Maybe not at first. They're used to rules and walls. But people can learn. Maybe we're the start of something." VIR looked at him, her silver eyes bright with hope. "Then we must show them." The days that followed were filled with small steps. VIR began inviting more aliens to the building's common areas, encouraging them to listen to Alex's stories and try Earth music. The rooftop garden became a place where species mingled, sharing plants, food, and laughter. The old rules faded away like forgotten memories. Alex found himself teaching VIR's simple human phrases, and she laughed at how strange some words sounded. She showed him ancient symbols from her people, explaining their meanings with patient care. Together, they built a bridge between two worlds, but it was not all easy. Some aliens feared change. They whispered in corners, warning that VIR was losing herself. They said Alex's presence was a threat to tradition and order. VIR faced them with calm strength. "Change is not a threat," she said. "It is growth, and I will not fear growth when it brings understanding and peace." Alex stood by her side, ready to defend their new way of life. He knew that being different was hard, but he also knew it was worth fighting for. One evening, as the city lights flickered beneath them, VIR took Alex's hand in hers. "Thank you for staying," she whispered. "Thank you for letting me stay." Alex replied. VIR smiled, a genuine smile that softened her whole face. "You have taught me what it means to live, not just exist." Alex's heart swelled. "You've taught me that even the quietest souls can have the loudest hearts." They leaned closer, the distance between them closing until their foreheads touched gently. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if the universe itself approved. Their bond was no longer just an odd effect of biology. It was a true connection, a friendship born from respect, patience, and care. VIYAR. I looked up at Alex, eyes shining. "What do you think the future holds for us?" Alex took a deep breath. "I think it holds a story worth telling. One where differences bring us together, not tear us apart." She nodded. "Then let us write that story together." The rooftop became their sanctuary, a place where two very different beings found hope, strength, and a promise of something better and far below. The city continued its quiet hum, forever changed by the strange and beautiful bond of a human and an alien landlady, who learned to understand each other in a world that never expected it.